Good morning. Welcome to Imagine Your Life with Jenny Lynn. I'm Jenny Lynn McKinnon, your show host for today. Today, we're going to be talking about a specific book. It's called Zero Limits, the, the Secret Hawaiian Method to Creating Wealth, Health, Peace, and More. Written by Dr. Hugh Len and Joe Vitale. Some of you may recognize Joe Vitale if you've ever seen The Secret. These two men have written a powerful book about the writings and the experience of Dr. Hugh Len. To sum this book up, it's about forgiveness, a powerful forgiveness process. And Dr. Hugh Len used this process. He's a psychologist, has his PhD in psychology, and he was working at the state mental institution and hospital in Hawaii. And he used this method, this Hawaiian method, just by sitting in his office and tapping on the names of each individual and praying for them, this prayer. And then what happened was transformational. The people in the hospital, they eventually had to close it down because they all got better. Imagine that. And it's called Zero Limits because there is no limit to the good that can be accomplished when we forgive. And so I'm going to introduce this book. I want you to look it up. If you haven't seen it, it was written probably in the 1990s is when I first heard about it. And it's been an anchor in my life ever since then. When I say that as an anchor, it means that I read the book, I studied the book, I used the book in my own life and the principles, and then I learned more. And if you've never heard of the book, I invite you to do a Google search and see what reviewers have to say about it. Look up a book summary. I just read a book summary on Google that someone had plugged it into AI and said, give me a book summary of the Ho'oponopono method and the book Zero Limits. And it did. And in that, AI says this is the most transformational book that has changed the world. Wow. We have it right here in our hands. Now, this is not new information. This technique called Ho'oponopono, it is a Hawaiian word, and it refers to letting go and and forgiveness. And there's a process that goes into that. And the actual word in Hawaiian, there's more to it. I've heard multiple definitions of it. And so I'll share with you my favorite because this is my show and I get to share with you my experience of Ho'oponopono, how I have internalized this powerful forgiveness process to change not only my life, but to change the lives of people around me. I use this process almost every day in some capacity with my clients, with myself, with my family, with emotions, with processing, keeping me in a space of zero limits, meaning full capacity, that I have no limits within me to the fullness that I can experience in joy, peace, health, wealth, and happiness. So this is a very powerful tool, and I'll teach you at the end how we combine it with EFT from last week's show, where I talk about the emotional freedom technique. tapping and release therapy. And when you combine EFT and the tapping and release therapy with the Ho'oponopono, expect miracles because they will come. Now, to Ho'oponopono, what do? What is this? So let's say okay, let's say I have, I'm going to start simple. I'm walking down the street and a dog chases me and bites me, and I'm very, very angry at the dog. I'm very, very angry at the owner. How dare they not control their dog? And now I have this bite on my leg, and now I have to go to the hospital, and now I have all this expense, and it's your fault, and I'm angry. So I can stay in that anger, or I can immediately go to, okay, please forgive me. I forgive you. I'm sorry for my part and that this happened. And there I get to acknowledge my part. Perhaps I scared the dog. Perhaps I walk with a cane. And so my cane scares a lot of dogs. And I have to be really aware of that cane. And maybe I needed to just put my cane down and be calm and walk calmly away from the dog. What was it within me that excited that dog to attack me? So I get to look at, and my subconscious knows, okay, this is the beauty of Ho'oponopono, is that I don't have to know every detail of my accountability because the layers will come as I ask. So I begin with this prayer. Please forgive me. I forgive you. I forgive the dog, the owner. I forgive myself. And then, so please forgive me. And I'm sorry. I'm sorry for my part. Thank you for the learning. And I love you. And I move on. It's a way of letting go of the bitterness. The dog example is a very simple example, but that things like that happen a lot. Well, actually not in my world. I've never actually been bitten by a dog because I love dogs and dogs love me. But I've had clients, especially one that was so terrified because she had been attacked and bitten by a dog walking down the street that she was afraid to walk down the street. And if she ever heard a dog bark, she just would go into this panic mode, right? So as a hypnotherapist, that's the kinds of things that I work with, plus a whole lot more. And so we were able to help her process why was she so afraid of the dog and what brought that on. Now, when the time she was working with me, she was a much older lady, about in her 70s, and she hadn't had any problems with dogs until this one little dog bit her and she felt vulnerable. Well, anyway, through the power of hypnotherapy, we were able to go back and she remembered an experience of being like 3 or 4 years old that was much more traumatic. And we were able to process through that. And when she realized that, oh, okay, just because this is how I reacted when I was 3, doesn't mean this is how I have to react now that I'm 70. And so we cleaned all that up. Why do I tell you that? Because this process, this forgiveness process, it works because I use this process on her too. And I use it every day in my hypnosis therapy practice. And you can use it too for everyday normal problems or big problems. Big problems like, what if your father doesn't talk to you? We had this example just in the last 3 weeks. I've lost 2 brother-in-laws. One was an ex-brother-in-law, meaning my sister divorced him, and for good reason. But it wasn't before she had had 5 kids, and the oldest of those kids was probably about 14, and he had done a lot of damage in their family. And then she finally, like the light bulbs went off, and she said, this is not okay. I don't deserve to be treated this way. and so she divorced him. He was very manipulative and mean, right? His children did not love him. Had 5 children, and only 2 of those children would even speak to him up until like the last year of his life. Now, this man lived to be about 70. He passed away 3 weeks ago from complications from a car accident and a broken back and multiple heart attacks that he's had over the last 5 years. Not going to go into a lot of detail. I just want you to see he was not a good man. He got into drugs and alcohol, big time drugs, dealing. He was not good. He did some really bad things in his life, and he was mean to his children and mean to his wife. Well, how do those kids that are now adults process all that emotion and forgive their dad? Because now he's dying, and over the last several years, as their hearts began to soften with their father, as they watched him change, and as he even asked for their forgiveness, how do they come to that? Well, so now he's dying in a hospital, and he's on a special machine for his heart, but he's still very alert and can talk. And he asked for all of his children to come, and he knows that they're going to turn off that heart machine and he's going to die on blah, 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 blah day. And and he calls his children together and he says, "I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I love you and I appreciate the learning." Now that was on his side. And then on my nieces and nephews' side, they got to step into that forgiveness and those feelings and repeat that back. It's a powerful tool for negotiations, for resolution, and it doesn't have to be deathbed resolution. It's just that's the extreme. So here's this man that didn't make a lot of friends in his life. These not real friends. And at his bedside, he had 5 people that mourn his passing and that were with him. Now, let's put that aside. And they we didn't even have a service for him. They'll do something with his ashes and spread his ashes as he desired and wished, which is he wants to be buried. He wants his ashes in Finland, and we live in America. So we're just sending his ashes to his contacts in Finland, and they will take the ashes to his place where he wanted them and dispose of the ashes. That's it. Okay. Now, my other brother-in-law, who is my husband's brother. This is a man that then, they came out gay probably 25 years ago at a time when it was very difficult and absolutely not accepted, at least not in my religious culture and my family. So it was very difficult for all of us to look at this and love our brother and say, why are you choosing this path with this man? And then we had to learn to love this man. They were both good men. They just loved each other. You know what? Now, 29 years later, my brother-in-law, his name's Scott Baird, amazing man. And he returned every judgment with love, with service, with an outpouring of even more love. And he passed away from a brain tumor. And I'm probably going to cry because we're having his funeral, his final funeral today. It's been 2 weeks of funerals in different places because so many people are mourning his passing and love him so much. Why? Because he made a difference in their lives and he served them, and he served not just a community within the LGBTQ community. but he has contacts throughout the whole world and in his own community, his own neighbors. There's just everyone loved Scott. What wasn't to love? He was so giving. And as he passed away from this brain tumor, it's very difficult for my brother, and it will still be difficult for my brother. And how do we get through this? And how did my brother and my brother Scott, who's my brother-in-law, but he's so my brother, how did he come to a place to love so many people that thousands of people are mourning his passing? Well, it was through this principle of ho'oponopono. So it goes like this. When you have hurts, it's please forgive me. I forgive you. I forgive, not only forgive you, but I forgive you, your ancestors, and all those connected to me. That opens it way up to generations, because somewhere along the line, generationally, all the way back to Adam and Eve, but then creation, my ancestors probably offended your ancestors at some time. And it's now we've got this conflict here and now. My subconscious knows all of that. My spirit knows all of that. And I don't have to be aware of any of it. But I can clear it. And that is my responsibility to clear it, to forgive it, to forward give it. That's what forgiveness means, to give it forward. And so, please forgive me. I'm sorry. I love you. Thank you. Thank you. And there, you YouTube Ho'oponopono, and there's hundreds, if not thousands, of video clips on Ho'oponopono and people using it for creating miracles and wealth and health and peace. The peace, that inner peace, that is the most important to me. And happiness. Isn't that what we're all after? To be happy? When was the last time you smiled, really smiled and felt happy? Well, the Ho'oponopono method is a way of forgiving it to the Savior, forgiving it to your higher power. What we have a creator. We did not just suddenly puff and we're here. No, there was a plan. It was by design, exact design. And this Ho'oponopono, this forgiveness process, you get to give it away, even if it's just as simple as giving it back to the source creator, giving it back to the universe. It doesn't matter. It's all about the intention in your heart. Please forgive me. I'm sorry. I love you. Thank you. And when I'm tapping, that magnifies that body experience and releases the muscle memory that is within my own body, within the DNA. So if you want to multiply your results with forgiveness, creating peace, love, health, wealth, happiness in your life, I invite you to practice the Ho'oponopono prayer and tap while you're practicing. So you create your intention. And the intention is, most recently, I'm just thinking through a recent experience. I've really been sad at the passing of my brother. I'm happy that he's going to heaven, but I'm sad. He was only like 62 years old. He was a good man, and he tried to do his very best. Well, this sadness, and of course, every relationship has regrets that, oh, I wish, what if I had only said this? What if we had done this treatment for his cancer instead of this? What if and as a nurse, maybe I I didn't give him enough information and my brother enough information. All of these things go through my head, and I was really caught up in regret. Like, what if I could save him? What if I had just done this? Or what if I had said this? And all these things and feelings that have come up the last week, 2 weeks since his passing. I've had to take all of those feelings and put them into this prayer to say, I'm so sorry that you've passed away. And I'm so sorry. I'm sorry for my part, whatever that was. Maybe a sin of omission. It probably would not have mattered in the outcome. God is in charge. And I promise you, I've heard it many times, and I believe it's true. There is, there are no atheists in a foxhole. Meaning when death comes, you're you're moving to your maker. Well, Scott knew he was getting very, very close. But there is so much forgiveness, so much repentance. And within me, it's, please forgive me, Scott. I'm sorry. I wish I could have been better. I love you. And please forgive me, my ancestors, and all those connected to me for all the reasons that we have this problem. Because his problems were also my problems. Please forgive me, my ancestors, and all those connected to me for the reasons we have this problem. I'm sorry for my part. I love you and thank you for the learning. And then I repeat that and I tap and I repeat it and I tap. Please forgive me. I'm sorry. I love you. Thank you. Please forgive me. I'm sorry. I love you. Thank you. Please forgive me. I'm sorry. I love you. Thank you. Please forgive me. I'm sorry. I love you. Thank you. Please forgive me. I'm sorry. I love you. Thank you. Please forgive me. I'm sorry. I love you. Thank you. The tapping moves it through my body. And I've had to do a lot of tapping and releasing and working through this emotion. And it will come in waves and there will be more. And my brother, as he heals from the death of his spouse, and I know there's many of you out there that have dealt with the death of a spouse, the death of a child, a close friend. This is a powerful, powerful tool to move through any emotion that you're having, to move through grief, pain, hurt, bitterness. And I will say, to not forgive it is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. But does it hurt the other person? No. Does it hurt you? Absolutely, it hurts you. And I've seen people hang on to their righteous judgments till the day they die, and they die with that judgment and blame. One case in point, I've having worked hospice, I've worked with many, many, many people. And I have seen and sat at the bedside of many bedside repentance process. And one man in particular, he was just, his body, I don't know, drank himself. So his body was just falling apart. He was dying. And he was so angry at his family. Why won't they come see me? Why blah, 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 blah. No accountability for his alcoholism. It was everybody else's fault that my life fell apart, that blah, 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 that I've lived the last several years homeless, that I've been a drug addict, that I've been blah, 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 blah. And so angry. He didn't even know why he was angry. And even he had a very, very difficult time dying. He, because he was so afraid of death when it came down to those final kind of moments. And that is where I, as a hospice nurse, get to intervene. And I do this process for him. And it transfers to him. It's the beauty of it. So even in his semi-conscious state, I could take his hand and just tap. Please forgive me. I'm sorry. I love you. Thank you. I didn't even have to be there with him. You can be across the world. Doesn't matter. The energy will flow and it will clear and it will work. And it's just, please forgive me. I'm sorry. I love you. Thank you. Please forgive me, my ancestors, and all those connected to me for all the reasons that I have this problem. That we have this problem because he's now entered into my field of awareness, right? He's my patient. He's now my problem. Please forgive me. I'm sorry. I love you. Thank you. Please forgive me, my ancestors, and all those connected to me for the reasons that we have this problem. I'm sorry. Thank you for the learning. I love you. What that does, it creates, it cleanses the spirit, it calms the soul, cleanses the heart. And for this man, there was a visible change within him. And it was short, he didn't die immediately like that, but it was shortly thereafter that his body was able to relax and calm and then have a peaceful passing over to the other side. I started my career as a brand new nurse. I was working in the OBGYN in the delivering babies, right? And then throughout 35 years of nursing, I did visit and work in the OBGYN off and on. But most of so I started there, and then I went to primary children's, and then I worked to the hospital, and then worked in long-term care and nursing homes, and then home health and hospice. And now I combine my hypnotherapy skills and my nursing skills, and I work with drug addictions and drug addicts and all things related to substance abuse. The death process is no different than the birth process. With birth, I help them deliver and come into life. And in the death process, we help them come and deliver and transition into the next life. Is there a next life? There's absolutely a next life. And at some point, I will share my personal near-death experience, but not today. I love this Ho'oponopono method. It has become a part of me, so automatic. It's the first thing I go to, and I probably say that little prayer in my head 1,000 times a day for myself, for my clients, for others, any emotions that come up. It works. It works. So I'm going to end this show the way I end every show, which is every day in every way, I get better and better. Repeat that saying 10 times, memorize it. And as your fingers touch your mattress or your pillow, and you prepare for sleep, repeat in your mind the phrase, every day in every way, I get better and better. Repeated 10 times, one for each finger as your fingers touch the mattress and you prepare for sleep. In this way, every experience of your life is transformed into a learning experience. And now, as you sleep, your brain is working for you instead of against you. And it's a powerful tool to align the ant and the elephant. And when you combine it with the Ho'oponopono, as you prepare for sleep, it becomes even more powerful and you will sleep deeper, sleep better, wake up in the morning feeling happier, more alive, ready to take on your life and live life. I just want to say, I love you. Please forgive me. I'm sorry. And thank you. Thank you for joining my show this morning. Thank you for giving me the learning and the opportunity to teach and to expound on these principles. Have a beautiful, beautiful day, and may today compound into many good days, many good weeks, months, years, and an amazing life. Thank you very much, and have a beautiful day.